The Deeper You Dig is a brand new well, it says 2019 on IMDb, but this is yet another one that's like, this came out in 2020. I mean, for all intents and purposes, for what I can see it as, this was a 2020 fucking release. And I just got to watch this because it was on someone's 20 of 2020 horror list of so far in 2020. And this is about a young girl who goes missing, and her mother, who's a clairvoyant, she does tarot readings and whatnot, starts to look for her. And I don't know how spoilery this is. It does happen in the first like 5 or 10 minutes, but a man hits her with his car, the 14-year-old girl in this movie, and he tries to cover up her body. And the mom is going out and trying to find her daughter, not knowing, of course, that she has passed on. But because of her mom's attachment to the occult and the other side, she's able to kind of meet with colleagues and whatnot and start to hone in on what's going on here. She's psychic to an ability, to an extent, and so this guy is dealing with the fact that he's killed somebody and he's trying to hide it and whatnot. And so, of course, they're eventually going to converge and whatnot. This is very much a drama with horror elements because there's some mystical stuff going on. There's some nightmarish imagery. There is some ghost stuff going on in here. And I thought that the imagery in this, there were some really, really cool sequences where it would like hard cut or it would like jump cut things, and it was like fucking really trippy, where I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, what is that? What's going on for this moment? And for an ultra low budget film like this, I thought that they got extremely clever with editing techniques. I thought that they got really clever with some of the imagery, scares, the storyline, but mostly the imagery is what was really getting me, and the drama of it all, kind of what's going. Now the acting in this is pretty good. This is an ultra low budget movie. There's a lot of amateur stuff going on here. There's some technical aspects like sound issues and such. So you see a lot of like technical flubs, stuff like you would see in ultra low budget cinema. But I put really a lot of that aside because I really did enjoy this movie a good amount. I thought that the drama really worked. Of course, I feel for the mom. I feel for the daughter. The way the daughter's played in this is fairly interesting and unique, and not something that I see very often. This guy's really haunted by her throughout, and it does get pretty trippy and wild at times. But, this film has a very low budget, and it's trying to utilize it the best that it can. And I think it does a really damn good job of doing that. And because I did kind of emotionally resonate with the characters, even though this woman does feel like a person I might know here in Sedona, Arizona, somebody who's trying to pretend that they're psychic, except for in this movie, she actually is and does have that kind of connection. But because she doesn't she's like loses it somehow, so she's like trying to find it again, or trying to use other people to find that ability. That's kind of how the film plays out. And then like once they kind of meet, that's when the tensions really start to add up, and you're like, oh shit, like what's gonna happen now? And when's the truth gonna come out, or is it gonna come out? And yeah, I mean, as far as the title goes, it's just like, I don't want to give too much away. I feel like maybe I already did, but I don't think so. I mean, that is really just kind of the plot of the film. But I really enjoyed this one. I think that if you're into dramatic horror and you're okay with like lower budget, questionable acting, not bad. You know what this movie kind of reminded me of is the movie Dry Blood by Clint Carney, which I was a huge fan of last year. Big fan. I'm actually gonna, I'm friends with Clint. I'm actually gonna go and write him about this one. I wanted to extend this as a recommendation for him, because I think this is something that he would dig, having seen what he made with Dry Blood. So if you're a fan of something like Dry Blood or the movie Life Changer last year, that low budget film that really kind of swings for the fences, and even though they might not have the means to get exactly what they wanted, they did they were mostly successful. I feel. I think this has good atmosphere. I think that there's some really cool trippy imagery, and I feel like there's some cleverness going on in a lot of the techniques, even if some of them are a little more subpar, as I said, in like sound editing, stuff like that. But I'm willing to look past a lot of that stuff as long as these films kind of push the envelope on what they can achieve with the budget that they have. And I think they did a damn good job. Kudos to everyone involved. This kind of shit is very hard to pull off with no money. But they did it. I thought it was entertaining, and I could recommend it. But it's like $7 right now, so because it's super low budget, I feel a little worried to recommend it to everybody. I definitely don't think it's an everyone kind of film. But if you're into the lower budget drama horror, maybe you want to wait for it to drop down in price a little bit. But I dug it, and I thought it was worth it. But that's me. Let me know. Adios.